How you doing, Sammy? You okay, Sammy? You okay, Sammy? Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals. It is 6 a.m. and I just woke up from a dream with Stella in it. It was the strangest dream. I had to go on a business trip. I don't know if I was in Atlantic City or something like that, but I know it was like a 2-hour drive away. And it was like an obligation that I had to go to. And like I went there and, you know, it was kind of like, almost like an event, or more like, not really a party. It was kind of like a networking event. It wasn't like a conference or anything. It was just a smaller event. And I went there and I saw people that I knew. And I remember thinking, oh, it's good to get out of the house and, you know, interact with people. And then someone that I work with was there. And I remember talking to him for a little while. And then the event space that it was in, it was like this weird, it was like part office, but then it extended into like a furniture store, which is totally strange. And then like you'd walk through this furniture store and there were like regular customers for the furniture store there and a bunch of kids and like older people, senior citizens, and just a wide range of people. And it kind of felt like I was down south somewhere. It was just like strange. It was almost just different. It didn't feel like New Jersey. And then at one point I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to leave. But I couldn't find the person that I work with. And I wanted to make sure that they didn't want to have a meeting with me before I left. So I couldn't find them. So I finally called them up. And I was like, did you leave already? And they're like, yeah, I'm not staying over. And I was like, yeah, I didn't think anyone would be staying over because it's, you know, only a short drive away. I said I was just calling to see if you wanted to have a meeting with me before I left, just to make sure everything was covered. And they're like, oh, no, I didn't even think about that. You know, it's fine. You could leave. So before I left, because I knew I had quite a long drive, I asked the people that work there if I could use the bathroom. And they said to me, yeah, we have 2 bathrooms. And there was a sign on the wall. And the one sign said like 210, the other said 310. And they said you could choose your bathroom. The one on the left makes you look like you're 210 pounds. The one on the right makes you look like you're 310 pounds. I said, oh, is it like a weird mirror or something? And they're like, yeah. It just makes you feel like, you know, you're bigger than the other one. So I was like, I don't know which one to pick. And then I was like, okay, I'll just decide when I get up to them, because you had to walk. They're kind of like right next to each other. So I walk up to them and I decide, let me use the one that's 310 pounds. Let's see how I would look. But what happened is when you try to use that one, you have to walk up a staircase, and the staircase like literally was only 2 inches wide. And I was like, I can't walk up a staircase that's 2 inches wide. You have to be like a mountain climber to get up there. And then it was like a little tiny door. And I was like, I am not gonna go up there, injure myself and fall down. So let me use the other one. So I go to use the other one, and it's another weird staircase. It's, you know, it's a bit wider, but it's like not a normal staircase. You almost have to you're almost like climbing up a wall. And then it's a door, but it's not a regular door. The door is only like 3 feet tall. And you open the door and it's just like all of this like open insulation and like an air duct. And you have to climb up through that to get to the bathroom. And I was like, I'm not doing that either. So then I come back down and I said, sorry guys, I'm not gonna use the bathroom. I'm talking to like the employees that work there. I'm thinking like what kind of dirty trick is this? And I said, you know, I'll just stop off at a rest stop on the way home. And they're like, okay, whatever. So then I look down and there's a cat there, and it's Stella. she was there like a stray cat. Like she was just there. Stella was there. And the people there were like, yeah, we don't know what to do with this cat. And I said, well, I know what to do with this cat. This is my cat. I'm taking my cat home. And I remember thinking to myself in the dream, Stella, I'm going to take you home and I'm going to get you well. I remember thinking that. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, Stella's here. I'm going to take her home and I'm going to get her well. And I looked at her and something was wrong with her right eye. And it just looked different. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, she has like cancer in her eye or something. And I was like, it doesn't matter. I'm taking her home. I'm taking her home. I'm going to get her well. And I remember thinking that. And then I was thinking, I'm just going to go in my car. I have a carrier in my car. Let me get the cat carrier out of my car and I'll come in to get her. And then that's when I woke up because I remembered that, wait a minute, I can't bring Stella home. How am I going to bring Stella home? I can't. She passed away. Oh my God, it was it was good because I got to see Stella. And she looked like herself, except she had like one eye was weird. Oh my God, it's so hard not to be able to bring her home and make her well. And then another part of the dream, an earlier part between the business event and when I was walking through their furniture store, is that I saw a cat that looked like Sammy. Like somebody was there holding a cat that looked like Sammy. And then I looked out the door and there was another cat that looked exactly like Sammy. And I said, oh my gosh, that's Sammy. She's outside. How'd she get outside again? But then when I went outside and got a closer look at the cat, it wasn't Sammy. And then when I came inside, I don't know who it was, but somebody was holding Sammy and petting her. And they're like, no, this is Sammy. Sammy's okay. So it was just a really strange dream. I'm like exhausted from it. It is 7:20 a.m. Here's Simba. How you doing, Simba? I should report that Simba threw up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, he threw up last night. I don't know if I mentioned that. So Simba threw up last night after dinner. I don't know if he ate too fast or what. He just had upset stomach. So he threw up after dinner. And then a few hours after that, he threw up a little bit again. Right, Simba? Here's Boo. Good morning, Boo. And then what happened was when I woke up from that like nightmare, Simba threw up. Like I heard him throwing up. So then I got up and I cleaned it. And then I tried to go back to bed. Here's Splash. And right now it is 23 degrees out. Like it's really cold. I just turned the heat up a little bit. And I think that is what's like making things worse for me with regards to anxiety. Because when I get anxiety, I get cold. Like I get the shivers and the shakes. And like when I'm cold, I also, get the shivers. So I think maybe sometimes my body's misinterpreting cold or like just the combination of the two make it worse. So for Simba today, what I would like to do is I'd like to keep him in Boo's room with the door shut. And then I'd like to just give him some plain chicken. I don't have any plain chicken in the house other than the freeze-dried. So what I'll do is I'll reconstitute some of the freeze-dried chicken for him and I'll see if he eats it. Maybe I'll give him like a chicken churro or just something light because, he was throwing up all night. So I'm not going to load him down with a big breakfast to make him vomit again. I'd rather just something light on his stomach this morning and then have him just relax in Boo's room today and then see about like a normal dinner. Okay, Simba? I have to get through today. Like that's my goal, just to get through today because I have to take Sammy to the vet to get her checked out. And, that's going to be a very big challenge for me to go to the vet and to deal with that. So my goal is just to get through today, just to do what needs to be done today, right, Boo? This is another book that I've used in the past. I just went down to my bookshelf downstairs yesterday and found it. It's called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, Time-Tested Methods for Conquering Worry by Dale Carnegie. And it's not like I'm obsessed with worry. I'm dealing with anxiety in my body, which is a little bit different. But I started reading this again, and what this really prescribes is,
just living in the day, like just getting through one day at a time. Like right now I'm only on like page 5. And that is already a great reminder. Don't be concerned about tomorrow. Don't be lost in thoughts of yesterday. Just take care of today. And if you keep taking care of today, then, things get better. You build momentum and things get better. So this is a really, really great book. It's a very old book, but it's a really good book. And I'm still gradually reading this one, The Power of Positive Thinking. So these two books together, they're both like really old books. They are like a powerhouse of knowledge. So what I've been trying to do is read a few pages in this every day. And now I'm going to add a few pages of this every day. And these have helped me so much in the past, like more than 25 years ago. So now I'm basically like taking a refresher course. It's 7:30 and I just gave Simba like a third of a churro because I'm in the kitchen putting some juice together for myself and he wanted something to eat. So I said, if you could keep this down, if you could keep down a little bit of a churro, then you could have more of a churro. Okay, Simba? I have to take a shower, okay? If you don't throw up while I'm in the shower, then you could have another part of the churro. Okay, Simba? It's 8 a.m. Look at Splash. He's so cute. Hello, Boo. Hello, Boo. Hello, Boo. Today the cats are going to have homemade rabbit-based food for breakfast. Because usually they all like it, so I thought it would be an easy meal for them. Hello, Boo. Hello, Boo. Boo, you're so soft. You're so soft. Your fur is so soft. Here's Simba, and I don't see any vomit in the last half hour, so maybe he could have a little bit more of the churro, right, Simba? Oh, I'm getting a lot of static electricity off of Simba. It's 8:11 a.m. Sammy's been on the wheel this morning. Good morning, Sammy. Sammy, we're going to have an adventure today, me and you, okay? All right, we're going to go on an adventure. Good? Good? So, she's feeling good because she's been on the wheel. That's why I'm coming down to turn the lights on, open the back door so everyone could look out. How's your tootsies? How's your little footsies? Hey, Goldie. Hey, Goldie. I got to clean up these plates from their dinner. There's Goldie. Hey, Goldie. Give me a pat. There's Nancy in this bed on the chair. There's Ziggy. I think that's Richard. I had the calming cat music on most of the night. The music for Cat CD by David Ty. I definitely feel like it's had an effect on the cats. Everyone's just so chill this morning. A little bit more. You could have another third. Another third, just to see how you do. Okay, that's it, Simba. You could have more in a little bit, okay? Boo says he wants some. I'll get you your own, Boo. I'll get you your own. It's 9:30 a.m. I'm eating a hard-boiled egg. There's Simba. There's Boo. And I've had like indigestion this morning, which is weird because I haven't really eaten anything. I just had juice. And I took probiotics. I had a gingin, which is a ginger candy, which helps to settle your stomach. I think that's been helping. And now I'm making myself eat a hard-boiled egg. Here's Nancy. And there's Boo. There's Boo. There's Nancy. You're okay, Nancy. You're okay. That's your brother, Boo. That's your brother. You're okay. You don't have to worry. You're okay. Boo loves you, and you love Boo. What I was going to say is that I've been doing some thinking this morning, and a year ago, pretty much to the day, was when I decided that I was going to get myself out of that situation with the board of directors. And it was incredibly freeing to make that decision. And after I made that decision, I knew I would have a certain amount of time before I could start implementing the process of getting me out of that situation. But it just felt really good making that decision. And prior to that, in January and February of last year, that's when I was dealing with the most stressful part of that situation. But there was no anxiety involved, none at all. It was just like stress, which is a completely different feeling. It was a lot of frustration. It was a lot of surprise at like everything that I was uncovering. It was a lot of anger at the people who were mismanaging things. And it was also anger that I was the only person that could kind of fix it. I was the only person involved within the organization that had the skills and capability to move things in a completely different direction and move things forward in a better direction for everyone else involved. And everyone else recognized that. Anytime I talked to somebody else, they immediately knew that I was the only one that was capable of doing it. And that's why I did have several people volunteer to help me, which was good, because I was not the only one recognizing the fact that it all was on my shoulders. And now, with regards to what happened with Stella, it's very much the same. And that's what I realized today. Like a year ago, I was free from the previous negative situation I was in. And this is similar in so many ways. And there's also the anxiety involved in it and the grief involved in it. There was no grief or anxiety involved in that board of directors situation, but it is involved in this situation. I think I need to just accept the fact that I'm in a very unique position, like I was last year with the other organization, and that I need to step up and I need to do what needs to be done because I'm the only one that could do it. And that's exactly what happened last year, starting in December of 2023. That's when I first realized that I have to step up because I'm the only one that could do this. And it continued through January and February of 2024. And I've come to that same realization this morning, and I have to make the same decision, which is that I need to move forward, doing what needs to be done because it's the right thing to do. And I just have to work through it and get through it and focus on a positive outcome. Because Stella's situation is a very unique situation. There are so many different aspects involved in it. You know, she wasn't just some cat who got sick and passed away. There are a lot of different pieces to this puzzle. And I feel like there's a much bigger situation playing out right now. So I have to accept the fact that this is an assignment that I've been handed. And I have two options. I can either accept the assignment and go through with it, or I cannot accept the assignment, in which case I feel like that would have negative consequences for myself, for my health, for the cats, just for everything in general. I feel like the only option is for me to say, okay, you gave me this assignment, I will take it and I'll handle it. This is what Simba is going to get for his breakfast to start with. So this is a few pieces of the freeze-dried chicken, which has been reconstituted with some warm water. Nope, Boo, you're not eating it. All right, does Boo want to eat it? If Boo wants to eat it, he could eat it. I have more. I'll just make more. Okay, you don't want it because it's for Simba. I want to put Simba in this room by himself, but maybe Boo has to use the bathroom. I just gave Simba the chicken. Hopefully he'll eat a little bit of it. We have to see how he'll do with solid food. He did okay with the churro this morning. Even if he just eats half of this, it'll be fine. Once Boo comes out of the litter box, then I'll put Simba in Boo's room. Well, Simba's almost done with everything on his plate. If he finishes that, then he could get more in a few hours, but for now, that's it. Just a little light, easy meal. It's 11:30. Here's Sammy. Hey, Sammy. You relaxing? Okay, you relax here. This is like perfect for her to relax here because the carrier is only a few feet away. We don't have to leave for another 2 hours or so. But I just looked at the photos that I took of the medical records at the vet emergency room. So
when I got the medical records from them, they were not complete. The medical records did not have like people's names on them. They didn't have like a breakdown of exactly everything that they did. So when I went back there, I was able to get that information by taking photos of their computer. So I downloaded the photos to my computer, but I haven't looked at them yet just because, it's really difficult to look at them. But since I'm taking Sammy to the vet, I was like, okay, I have to make myself look at these now and make some sense out of them. I wanted to count how many times they took Stella's blood over the 42 hours that she was there and add up how much blood they took and what % of her blood they took out of her. So over the 42 hours that she was there, they took blood from her 21 times. And they took 3 milliliters of blood each time. That means they took a total of 63 milliliters of blood out of her. And considering she weighed about 14 pounds at the time, that means they took almost 20% of her blood out of her body. So it's no wonder that when she went to the other animal hospital, they said she had no blood left because they had just been draining her of blood. It was like they were vampires. And I saw the blood draws. Every single blood draw that I saw was 3 milliliters. So there was no variation. And when I spoke to the woman who gave me access to the computer so that I could take photos of the detailed reports, she specifically told me they draw 3 milliliters at a time. So that is the math. They took 63 milliliters of blood out of Stella over 42 hours. So over less than 2 days, they took out 20% of her blood. No wonder why they wanted me to transfer her, because if I research it, they say you're really not supposed to take more than 10% of a cat's blood over a certain amount of time. And over like 2 weeks, you're not supposed to take more than like 15% of their blood. In 2 days, they took nearly 20% of Stella's blood out of her body. This is why I have anxiety. This is why I'm so angry. And this is why I need to proceed with this assignment to bring some kind of justice to this. It's 12:15 and Ox was just by the back door over here. He's looking for food. I didn't put food out for him today because of everything that's going on, so I'm going to put a plate together. It is 1:20 p.m. I just got Sammy in the carrier. It's pretty easy because she's so small, and so far she hasn't been putting up much of a fuss. So she has her spider in there with her. So we're just about to leave. Hopefully I'll be home soon in maybe an hour, hour and a half. How you doing, Sammy? You okay, Sammy? You okay, Sammy? It is 3:22 p.m. Here's Simba. I just got back with Sammy, and Sammy got a rabies shot because of the wounds on her feet. We don't know if any of them are from a bite from an animal that might be infected with rabies, so as a precaution, she got another rabies vaccine. I have to look up the records as to the last time she got one. I think it was when she was spayed and neutered, which was a little more than 2 years ago. So she got that, and the vet, gave her a thorough exam. This is Simba, by the way, and tried to clean up her wounds. And he wrapped one up, like he put gauze on it and then tape over it. And I just got her home and took her out of the carrier, and she already had it pretty much off of her foot. Like the wound was no longer covered with it. Let's see if Simba will eat a churro. He ate most of the chicken that I gave him earlier. So when I got Sammy home, she already had like her bandage off the wound. It was on her foot, but it was off the wound. So I was like, I'm just going to take it off of her because she was walking around shaking the leg and trying to bite it off. So she needs to be on antibiotics for a week, antibiotics twice a day. And he gave me another rinse to try to soak her feet in the rinse, like 5 minutes a day. And otherwise, he said just to continue using the Vetericin stuff that I'm using. And if I can bandage that one up, to try to bandage it up. But I don't know if I can because, in like less than 20 minutes, Sammy was able to get his bandage off. I was going to give Simba this salmon Sheba, but Boo has decided that he wants it. I don't know if he's going to eat it or not. He might just lick it. because he tends to just lick the gravy. But I'll see. I'll see what he does. Simba, would you like a Sheba? I'm gonna put it over here? Or you want it here? You don't want it? You want it there? All right, I'll put it there if you want it. Okay? Okay? Or you want it here? Want it here? You don't want it. You don't want it? You want to squeeze up? It's about 9 p.m. and here's Sammy. Hey, Sammy. How are you? She's relaxing over here. And there's her spider. And this bed was put in the wash yesterday, so it's a lot cleaner than it was. And she took her antibiotic in one of the Delectables bisque pouches. She didn't really like it, but she ate it. I got her through it by adding some Fortiflora and some crushed up Temptations. So Sammy's had a big day today. She went to the vet. She got her rabies vaccine. And she got her paws examined. I mean, she got the full exam. And I was actually able to soak her paws for about 5 seconds. I put the, I think it's chlorhexidine. I think that's what it's called. I put it in a little baby food jar, which is like the perfect size for Sammy's paws because she's so small. And I was able to do her front paw and one of her back paws. And the other one, like where the scab is on the side, I couldn't do that one. So I tried to just, gently dab it with this solution. But it's better than nothing, and she did take the antibiotic, so that's good. So I just want her to rest and relax. You resting, Sammy? Sammy's having dinner in bed, so she can rest and heal her legs. I think this is the best for her. It's 11 p.m. I'm just about to go to bed and I saw this. This is Simba. Simba's in a cat tower. Simba's watching the deer. Boo's in another cat tower, but it's so dark you can't see him. You watching the deer, Simba? And I think there's a bunny. I think there's a bunny on the lawn over here. The bunnies come out at night. You watching the bunny? Is that a bunny, Simba? Is that a bunny? Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.